the bars, and she's got the abs. Put them together and they've got the gift of grab.
And welcome back, Grabber Gang, to the Gift of Grab. I'm your host, Will Thompson, and joining me is your other host, Haley G. And today we have, and I'm not going to do it's too easy. I'm not going to do the pun. We have a non-strange guest. We have a very normal guest. We have Chaz Stranger Grip on Instagram and YouTube, I think, or slightly different on YouTube.
But... No, it's the same on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, is it on same? Okay, well.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, we've got Chaz, and we're excited to talk to him. I think this will be a fun discussion. You seem like a fun guy, so thanks for coming on and talking to us.
I am not a mushroom, but thanks.
Zing, nice.
Fun guy.
Yeah, fun guy. That's a good one.
Don't say it. I've been watching The Last of Us, and I'm like paranoid.
Yes. Can we? Well, a sidebar. We love sidebars, but The Last of Us, the fungus that, like the cordyceps fungus that is making them all zombies, like has been found in spiders and other stuff recently, and it's kind of making them have zombie brains. So it could happen.
Not good.
More reasons to keep your distance from spiders, whether they're in Australia or here in the United States. So, so I guess first off, Chaz, tell us about yourself. You know, where are you? How did you, any strength sports background? How'd you get into grip? Just give us the lowdown.
All right. I'm Chaz Strange. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Started doing grip in towards I think junior year of high school. So it was 2006-ish, 2005. My buddies found a really hard hand gripper in this martial arts store or something. I don't do martial arts. In this martial arts store, they don't do martial arts either, which I don't know why they were there. And we couldn't close it, and we were just like, why can't we close this gripper? So did some research, found the grip board, found Captains of Crush, found Beef Builders, which are now considered Teddings. That's where you would get them from. And got in the grip that way. After getting into, did a little bit of weightlifting before that, nothing crazy, not Olympic, just lifting weights before that. Then got into grip for a while, and then a little bit of powerlifting and strongman stuff when I was early, late teens, early 20s. And then just the last couple of years, just grip and powerlifting pretty much. That's it for
nice.
My strength sort of bad thing. I've done a push-pull contest. I've done a strongman contest, one of each, and then now I'm up to I don't know, over 10, maybe 15 grip contests. So
yeah.
Obviously I like that a lot more.
y'all are pretty active up there, it seems like. But you got Jed. How far is Jed from you?
So Jed's 3 hours northwest of me, but
okay.
And he lives in this tiny town, and it just so happens my one of my best friends has a place 15 minutes from his gym, where I have the keys to his mountain house on my keychain. So when something goes on, I just go, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go to the mountain house, and then I'll be able to stay there. And so it's like a small town next to a small town. It's so weird.
Nice.
So, that was pretty cool when I found that out.
Yeah, that's good how that works.
Yeah.
Was Jed ever a part of your grip journey there in the beginning, or was that still a later thing?
So I would watch him and stuff. So I remember when I was first getting on the grip board, the big thing was the steel bending, unbraced steel bending, and the Mash Monster ladder. And I remember Jed was still climbing the ladder at that point. He ended up making Mash Monster 5. And then he was steel bending, so he went up to something pretty hard back in the day. And I remember watching him, but never knowing where he was from or anything. And then we went to York Barbell when they introduced Slim the Hammerman's hammers into the Hall of Fame, the museum up there. And my buddy Wayne was talking with him, and he was like, I got an inch dumbbell. And Jed was like, would you mind bringing it? So he brought the inch dumbbell with him. And then Jed brought his. And we were there, and he's like, "Yeah, I just want to have 2-inch dumbbells here. I want to try a farmer's walk." And this guy used to be a legend back in the day. I guess he's still a legend. Andrew Derniat. So like just like tall, like very athletic looking grip guy who was like destroying all these people at the time. Just sees these 2-inch dumbbells on the ground and goes, "Oh, okay." Picks them up and goes like 30 feet, like cold. Jed's freaking out. He's like, "We need a tape measure. Was anyone record?" Like it was just, but that's how he was. He was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do this," and he just boom ran with them. Like I think it was like 30 feet. I don't know, but it was like probably the furthest anyone's done it at that point. This was 2011, but
Wow.
that was pretty. That was my only like run in with Jed until 2022 ish at Nationals. But I remember that moment. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that was your only run in with him until 2022?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. I mean, I like in my head, I just assumed like Alex, Jed, you, Ben Helms, Tim. Like I just assumed you guys all got together in these like conferences, like often. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Tim Butler's actually probably the closest to me. He's about an hour away. He's in Jersey. Okay. He's in a place that doesn't exist. It's Central Jersey. There's only North and South, they say, but he's the Narnia.
In the middle. Yeah.
He's the one.
Yeah. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
You did mention the Mash Monster. I know you train on them. Captains of Crush, Cannon Power Works. Do you have a preference on grippers, or is there one that you found like more challenging? I guess like the latter, or like certifying on the Captains of Crush. Like, which one did you have to work harder for? Which one do you prefer? Is there such a thing as preferring a gripper? Like, are they?
Oh
all...
yeah. I'm not too picky with them. I generally like Captains of Crush and Teddings and Standards. Standards tend to have like way more aggressive knurling, so they're they could be a little bit of a bitch. But like Teddings are really good. Like my personal favorite gripper, if I could just have one hand gripper and that's the only one I get to use, whatever, would be a Tedding Supermaster, which is probably like a COC 2.5. Like it's nothing crazy, but it's my favorite gripper. I had one back in the day. And then I had all my grippers this sucks. I had all my grippers in my gym bag, and I had like my Inzer belt and all my stuff. And then my car got stolen.
Oh no!
So like I was so upset about that stuff. I was like, God, what the fuck, man? Like my grippers,
sure.
So I always like just remember that. I was like, but I got some more now, so I guess it's a little better. But that's like my favorite gripper of all time. As far as like certs, the Captain Crushed one is hard because you got to do the credit card, and you don't know what gripper you're getting because they vary in ratings, right? It's a Captain Crush number 3. I have a 3 that's rated 157, and I have another number
Good
3
grief.
That's rated 130.
Yeah,
and I have 15 in between that. So
goodness gracious,
they vary. So they just send you one and you don't know what it's going to rate.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a crapshoot. But I like the Mash Monster ladder because it's parallel set, so you don't have to like set it super wide. Just the handles have to be about parallel, and then you know what the gripper is. Like I certified on the 160, and then there's 10-pound jumps up to I think like 240 or something. So they're just waiting for Carl to do that. But
yeah, right.
I don't know if it's any interest. But I like that one because you know what you're doing. Everyone closes the same gripper. They're rated. There's a group of judges rather than just, one person.
Dr. Randall.
So, yeah. Dr. Randall. So I probably prefer the Mash Monster certification.
Yeah, that's fair. I remember listening to Pancho's episode with Dr. Randy, and him being just like really defensive against the, RGC rating system and like having like a standardized way to measure it, even though everyone who's like really into grippers does it that way. It's like, yeah, this is how we can standardize this. You can call it a 250-pound gripper all you want, but like this is the standard, and this is what the grip world does. And it's like you'd think you'd at least try to conform to that, but it's fine. Have you done any of the Atom Grips ones yet?
I did the 3-band mastery, and then the 4-band I did the narrow and the standard.
Okay.
I don't have a wide, and if I did, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. What is the 4? Is that like 160?
The 4 is I have a Adams Grip 4-band from like back in the day, and that one rates 156, but it's kind of narrow. But it falls in the standard category for his certification. So the narrow one I have, I think, is like a 140 something, and then the standard I did was like a 156, like I said, and then I think Ben Helms has a 4-band wide, and it's like a 199 or something.
Good. Great.
So it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I like those. Like those, they look nice.
They're beautiful grippers. They're expensive, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't be talking about the cost of grippers. But
yeah. Show the audience your your collection.
How much you have spent on your gripper collection after the first one was stolen, and then
yeah.
Well, you see, people are trying to figure out, where should they put their money these days with things being so volatile, and the answer is clearly in grippers. They will, it's a niche market. There's always somebody who's looking for one. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. Again, like I was saying before we started recording, there's so much stuff around in the grip world about the benefit of grippers. Do they hurt you more than they help you, and blah blah, all this kind of stuff. And I really like grippers. I'm not I'm not at your level, but like I'm okay at them, and I like training them, and I think that they do have carryover, and I would like to see more interest in them. Just in general, because I think they're fun.
I like them because they're the only thing that's like a dynamic movement. Everything else is you're grabbing onto something, right? Yeah. Like a Saxon bar doesn't bend, an axle, a horn, whatever. Grippers, you have to like move it, so there's that added dynamic. It's the only thing that fights your hand.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's what got me into it, and it's what I enjoy them a lot. I think they're. Even the ones I buy and I can't close, I think they look cool, like they're pieces of art. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
how often? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I would suggest if you're going to do grippers, just do them first in your workout rather than later on, because grippers will affect your axle less than your axle will affect your grippers.
Yeah.
Just the rule of thumb. I don't know, just in case, just to help you guys or anyone out there. What were we saying, Haley?
How often do you train them? Do you have like a designated day every week, or is it just like a warm up for your other grip stuff?
I do it once a week right now, and for the last while, it's always been with my squat day, which is currently Sunday. So I'll do squats and grippers together. I set like a 3-minute timer. So 3 minutes, every 3 minutes I'll do a squat, and then 3 minutes after that I'll do a gripper. So you get 6 minutes in between each thing to recover, but you're doing something every 3 minutes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just that seems to work out best for me. So I'll do that. And then after I'm done doing whatever I'm doing on grippers, I'll move to like inch dumbbells or blobs or something. But always there's not even a contest with grippers that I'm doing anytime soon. But I'm just always gonna train them because they're pretty much my favorite.
Yeah. You got to keep it fun. Don't just do the stuff for contests. It's a fun sport to be in. So,
what is your next contest? The Finland USA one, or do you got something else coming up? King Kong.
It's probably going to be King Kong. Yeah, I can't do anything else right. So I was telling Will before you got, but so my wife's 8 months pregnant.
Congratulations!
So, thank you. So if I run out of here, that's why. Yeah. So right now it's just like, all right, I'm not going to do anything for the time being. Probably going to do King Kong and then see how things are going after that and pick them back up. As long as nothing's too far, I don't have to nationals. I think nationals is like a week before she's due, and it's like, I'm not coming to that. And there's the York Grab Games. They're having Nick Spencer's having that contest at York Barbell, and that's like a week before that. I was like, I can't go to that either. Like I can't be 2 hours away.
Yeah.
So this is what it is.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
It's not unfortunate. He's having a baby.
listen, you've got to have priorities. You've got to listen. Babies are gross. They don't know anything. They don't
know anything about grippers yet.
They don't, yeah, they can't even hold on to one. They're just look. I been there. Okay. Oh, you got the mini.
Oh my god!
Fantastic.
Are you having a boy?
Girl.
Okay, we'll get her going.
Yep.
Adorable.
That's great.
I forgot it. You sent this to me when I bought a gripper, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's from Adam Grips.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I do like those little minis. Yeah. That's awesome. Yep. Make sure you have it for the newborn photo ops and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Like a little bow on her head and like the one where they're like laying down and then just a gripper right in front.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man. That would be hilarious.
Damn, if I could just turn back time and do something.
I was doing CrossFit at the time when Henry was born, and the gym there gave me like a onesie and then like one of those little like dumbbell rattle things or whatever that looks like a little dumbbell. And they're like, here you go. I was like, oh, this will be great. He hated it. He didn't want anything to do with it. All right, that's fine. So, what are you gonna do? But you pretty much just compete in GSI stuff these days, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there much arm lifting? Is anything sanctioned up there, or it's pretty much just GSI where you are, right?
Pretty much. I just did Maryland Strongest Hands, which is dual sanctioned.
Dual? Okay. Yeah.
But I don't have a membership for Arm Lifting USA, so it just went to the GSI side. But there's not much. That's the only one. That's about, what was it, about 2.5 hours for me.
Yeah. Who all was at that one?
Indy was there.
Okay.
Nick Spencer showed up. He didn't compete. His fingers all messed up.
Still messed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Doug Carney. He's not on Instagram. He's on the Grip Board though and YouTube. This dude Sal, I forget his last name. He won the contest. He was a beast. He was like this Sal Sabatino or something. And he's from Long Island.
I recognize that name. Okay.
Yeah. He's from Long Island. He's got like the accent and all that. Nicest dude. Jack, he pulled like a 400-pound Apollon.
Good grief.
400-pound Apollon, 407 Apollon axle, won that. Won the Saxon with 231. Then there was like a dead hang, and then there was a medley. He won the medley. He did great. Jake Fuller was there. I think he took second in the heavyweights, third in the overall. I think Indy came in second overall, and Sal won. Then there was this other guy, Jake. It was his first grip contest. It was Sal and Grip's first grip contest. They were both like strong men, and Sal was also like an arm wrestler. But I think Sal's like Long Island's strongest man or something. Like, they has the strongman title for that going on this year. They did great. And then my buddy John, he competes on yeah. He was there because I think he's either Maryland or he's PA. He might be PA.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Why
not.
did I think he was putting that on? Who put
Fulber?
it on?
John Fulber. Yeah, he put
okay.
that on. That's his like renewed strengths is his gym.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he won the Open, my first arm lifting experience at the Arnold. He won and he like had a crazy axle and like he was just so unassuming, like he was just really like chill and didn't really talk much and just came in and destroyed and like set a record and then a new one and it was really cool. I haven't seen him since, but it was really impressive to see.
At that contest, he beat Tanner Records or tied Tanner Merkel's record on the Saxon.
Wow.
It was like 115 or something at 90 kilos or something. So he came
crazy.
in, did that. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
grief.
he's strong, and he's like, doesn't put anything out there, just does his own thing. But he did a demo video for Maryland's Strongest Hands this year. He's like, oh, this is what I expect for the axle. This is what I expect for the Saxon. For the Saxon, he did like 111 kilos, so like 244 pounds or something.
Yeah.
But like,
Good.
so it was pretty cool to see him just like do that
For the demo video?
Yeah.
Just
casually.
popping it up. Yeah, super
Nice.
cash. Yeah,
Do you-
really strong guy.
Do you compete? Are you 93 or 105?
105.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to cut a little bit for it, not too much. I used to be 120, and then what was it? Last year I got hurt. Like I hurt my shoulder, and I got hurt at work, and I couldn't do anything. So I was like, I'm losing weight. So now I'm like, I sit at like 235, 240. So then I'm just before a contest, I get down to 230. That works out.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
I'm a sprinkler fitter, fire sprinkler fitter.
Okay, so that definitely helps with your grip, right? Would you say?
So
Because I know a guy who does strongman, and that's his day job, and like he has a really strong grip as well. And I'm just like, I feel like it's got to help a little bit, maybe not, but
that's how I got back into it. It was like 2020, and I was at work, and I was like pulling on some wrenches, and I was like, man, my grip feels really good. I haven't trained grip in a while. Let me go. I went on like Amazon. I bought a 3. I was like, let's see what I can do. Whatever. I closed it. I was like, oh yeah. And then I bought some more stuff, reactivated my grip board account, and then just snowballed into this.
Nice.
So, yeah.
There you go. I was just going to ask my standard question that I have in the back of my head. I know that they don't do it at any of the contests, GSI or arm lifting, but if you could choose walkout music whenever you're coming up to do a lift, what would it be?
Ooh. Oh man, that's a good one. I wish I would have this. I'm so bad at song names. So let me think.
You can just go da-na-na-na.
Yeah, you can hum it. You can hum it.
Yeah, we could play what was that game that came out where you had to anyway, there was that game you had to guess humming and stuff.
Oh, not Kazam. What's it called? All right, I would pick my walkout music. If I had 99 Red Balloons, the original version.
Oh, all right, the original one.
Awesome.
Nice.
That was my.
Oh, 1 second.
What song does Rocky Balboa walk out to in Rocky 6? Is it Frank Sinatra?
Oh my God, Rocky 6. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Yeah, like being a Philadelphia boy, like do you love Rocky? Like is that a thing? Like you have to? Yeah. I remember the first time I went to Philadelphia, I ran the steps and did the because you have to.
I did rowing in high school, and when we went there, we went up to Stotesbury there in Philly a couple of years, and one of the years, the women's 8 that the coach had like kind of given all of his attention to that year, like, and expected them to like dominate, did very poorly, and he made them run from the race course to the Rocky statue, and they weren't happy about that. But it's like, hey, you got to see the Rocky statue. I didn't get to see the Rocky statue.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Silver
I mean,
linings.
you guys got Rocky. And Bill Cosby is a disgrace. Eagles are good. Cheesesteaks are good.
Abbott Elementary is really good.
Yeah. It's always sunny.
Yeah, it's always sunny, obviously.
I love that show forever.
I don't even like really watch it. Like I catch clips of it here and there, and I'll watch like a bit of it. I'm like, I like the show, and I just won't watch it for some reason. I don't know.
It's one of those shows where you can just watch any episode. It's not like you need to follow along for the storyline. Like you could just watch a random episode, laugh, and then forget about it, and then when it's on again, watch it. We used to play Temple a lot when I was in college, and so we would go to Philadelphia a lot, and I really love that city. And I like the Eagles. I'm not an Eagles fan, but like if they're in the Super Bowl, I want them to win. NFC team. But anyways, I have a question. So like your area up there, not East Coast, but Northeast anyway. So there's a lot of grippers, a lot of guys active on the grip board, do GSI contests, stuff like that. So who's the best up there that might not be like a social media presence yet, or doesn't really kind of, make the videos? Somebody we don't know about who's just pulling these huge numbers and impressing you guys at these contests or feats.
All right, so someone who hasn't competed in a couple of years, you guys might know him because he did do some arm lifting stuff, but Sam Taylor. So he lives in like central PA. He's super. I met up with him a couple times. He travels for work, and when he goes to Philly, he calls me and we'll go like train together. I had him on my lawn one time. We were lifting, we had some blobs and inch dumbbells, and he lifted the inch up first time trying it. Lifted a fat man blob first time trying it. He's just double overhand. We went to a powerlifting gym. He double overhand deadlifted like 507, no hook. He's super. He doesn't compete anymore because I think his kids are younger and he's like working a lot and doing stuff. But he's training again. So if people he is on Instagram, but he kind of like he doesn't post. Yeah, not a lot, not lately. Like he'll come in like spurts, but I know he travels a lot for work.
Okay.
So probably him. That guy Sal, he's from Long Island. He's going to be a dark horse coming up. So if he keeps with it, stays away from that arm wrestling. Arm wrestling. He'll be pretty good, but yeah.
And he was heavyweight, or
I think he was heavyweight. Yeah, because I think it's Long Island. I think he is Long Island's strongest man, like from last year, from 24.
Okay.
He was 270, 275 at this contest. So I think that would be heavyweight.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be fun to watch. It's always fun when new people come in that are like really, really strong.
Sale and Sam. All right. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
I won't. I'm just going to commit to that now. Not going to remember anything. Yeah. Do you have anything else you wanted to know, Haley?
I have a lot of questions.
I'm just here for the ride.
All right. So you mentioned like knurling on grippers, like painful implements. Like what's like a painful implement outside of, a gripper that you kind of like hate to see in a contest? Like is there anything that you're just like, ugh, no, not for me. Let's skip that one, or... Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want to see. I know they do the chain lift sometimes, where it's just like a thing of chain you got to pick up vertically. Wouldn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like doing the hub. I'm okay with like plate hubbing, but like as far as like freestyle hubs coming up in King Kong, I don't like doing hub like that. So that's kind of like that can hurt because it'll like slip down your hand.
I'm always afraid that's going to happen, and I'm going to like. Cut myself with my thumb. Break
a nail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I spend too much time on these things to.
I've broken so many nails on grip implements. I don't know why I keep trying to keep nice hands. Something I should probably give up, but yeah.
You do a lot of the I'll call them less. I will call them less common grip things. Like I see you doing the Euro a lot. You don't really see too many people who consistently train the Euro pinch. And then again, grippers and stuff. We see a few people doing that, but I mean, the Euro is one that I feel like you do a lot. Is there a reason you do that one a lot? Just because you like it, or?
I like it, and I want to get back to pinching 2 45-pound plates, but I don't have any good 40. I have so many plates here; it's ridiculous. I don't have any good. I don't have any good 45-pound plates to pinch. Like I have a pair of milled York plates, but when you push them together, they don't face up good. Like there's a wobble in them. I'm like, come on. So I use that to kind of like act like 2 plates.
Sure,
but it's easier to do that. So if I'm doing 2-handed pinch, it's easier to train that versus set up my ginormous garage to do an axle or a barbell deadlift,
Yeah.
or a Saxon or something. So, because I got to move stuff out of the way, bring in the mats, build a stand to stand on, so it's not from a raised position. And it just sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
How big is your training area? Like, do you have a diameter? Because it looks so narrow on some of your videos, and then some like it looks deep. So I'm like, maybe it's skinny and deep, and
It's 3 stall mats.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
So my squat rack's in the middle, and I got weights and stuff on one side, weights and stuff on the other. Got the shelves behind me. I have like half a rack of dumbbells here. It's cramped, but we should be moving soon, so hopefully
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
But
Did you build it during COVID, or have you kind of always used a garage type of setup?
I always used to I used to love just going we went to the gym back in the day called Nirvana, and we would go there, and I'd love going to the gym. I'd spend like hours there or whatever. So I never thought I'd have to be like a home gym person. And then during COVID, when I started doing grippers again, I was like, oh man, I remember, the hub lift and all this, the Rolling Thunder. And then I found Arm Assassin, and they had it for way cheaper. And I was like, oh, I'll buy that. And I bought a couple of plates off of Rogue, and then it just snowballed into this. Yeah.
Yep. It's tough because like you can't beat the convenience of a home gym.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, there's something nice about going somewhere else
Yeah.
and having someone who has all this stuff already. But
Yeah. I mean, I have both. I go to the gym and I train at home, but like my motivation sometimes is better at an actual gym because it's like, okay, I got to get my shit together. I got to drive there. I got to maximize the time. Like when I'm at home, I lollygag and I'm out there for hours. So
Yeah.
but
yeah, that's
I will tell you this. I found out that do you ever you're on social media and
never.
You get an ad for something and you're like, why are these ads coming to me? Targeted ads don't work. They happened to me. I got a targeted ad for a hat, like a New Era Steinfeld hat, and I was like, that's such a stupid. I'm never gonna.
there it is.
So I got the Festivus.
Oh, feet of strength.
That's awesome.
My
cool.
Festivus hat.
Festivus for the rest of us.
So I seen it on there. I was like, these two, because it's always dumb stuff. And I seen that. I was like, all right, I'm buying this. This works. Yeah.
You
They
son
worked,
of a bitch,
so.
I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I've seen so many crop tops with really funny sayings on them. And I'm like, you know what? I might do it.
There was a
out at
time
home.
in the
Who
80s when
cares?
men wore crop tops. And
Yeah, I'm
short
gonna get some of
shorts.
those what are those pants? I forget what the name of them is, but the with all the crazy designs on them and stuff.
Rascals.
Yeah, well,
Rascal.
they're rascals now. That's not
Zubas?
what yeah. Get some Zubas, get a crop top, cut off the sleeves.
There you go.
Be friggin' sick.
Crop top. That's the official top of Rocky 3 when he's running on the beach.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
I'm
man.
scared.
I'm scared, all right. I keep seeing that repurposed into a lot of reels, and it's my favorite. Will, you got to make one. You got to make one.
Why don't you do your cardio? I'm scared. All right.
Yeah, I'm scared. All right. Yeah. Anyway, the one I think the one Rocky quote that goes through my head probably more than it should is when it's from Rocky 1. And he's like, the bodyguard, the mafia guys, whatever, talking to Rocky, and he goes like, is she retarded? And he goes, no, she ain't retarded, she's just quiet or whatever. And he's like, take her to the zoo. For whatever reason, that goes through my head at least twice a week. And I don't know why.
But then he takes her to the zoo.
Yeah, he does, and it's a blast. They have a great time.
That's the Philadelphia Zoo. It is America's first zoo.
Ah,
So there you go.
that's
No big-
more
No
trivia.
big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. We just have
No big
America's
deal.
first zoo and the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No big deal, yeah.
Yeah.
First
No,
hospital. That's
yeah.
here too.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Do you have
like-
a preference on cheesesteaks? Like, or do you not eat them? Like, is it one of those things like when people come to Buffalo and they're like, Haley, where are the best wings? Like, I have a list of places and they're not the popular ones. So,
Okay.
like, is it like Gino? Do you tell people to go to Gino's or do you have like your own spot? Like,
So, but yeah, the first cheesesteak place was Pat's, and then Gino's is open across the street. So they're the main ones. Pat's is where Rocky stands in Rocky 1. Once again, we'll get back to that. My favorite would probably be, I got a place that I can like walk to from my house called Cafe Carmel. It's like an Italian restaurant in a strip mall, and they do like
Nice.
the like big wheel of like Parmesan where they'll like roll this like spaghetti.
Yeah.
But then they have like the best cheesesteak you've ever had. Like it's so good. They're good. John's roast pork down in South Philly's good. It's like a little shack that's just like in the middle, like in between like a Lowe's and an IKEA, and she's sitting there. and you go there at lunchtime, and it's just crowded with people. But I think the king right now is Angelo's in South Philly, which I had them. They were good. I mean, I'm not freaking out about them, but they're good. But
Oh, so
for me,
they're like,
I'm in Northeast Philly, so for me to get to South Philly is like a little bit of a headache. I have to drive past the Liberty Bell.
who wants to do that?
Too far, not me.
Yeah.
I said
So they're the local king, like
them, yeah,
locally deemed to be the best.
yeah. And then there's good cheesesteaks outside of Philly, like just outside of Philly in Pennsylvania, and then New Jersey. There's a couple good spots too, like Cockadoodle Dan's or Donkey's. What
Any
else? There's
animal-based, any animal named cheesesteak place in Jersey, you're gonna be
Donkey's-
okay with.
Donkey's is called Donkey's because the owner was a boxer in like the 50s, and they said he punched so hard like a mule, like a donkey kicked. But speaking of boxers, Rocky Balboa is from Philadelphia, and there's a movie.
I haven't
I'm
heard
gonna
of
see
that
how many
one.
times I can do that.
Yeah. Listeners, if you're just tuning in, we are discussing Rocky. as much
Chaz
as
is from
possible.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, Chaz is from Philly. A little movie named Rocky.
This episode is mostly about Rocky. Not-
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
Do you ever get like grip training fatigue? Like, do you just hate it for a bit? Like, and I'm just okay now. Like, I've been doing this. I'm going to give myself 4 weeks off. I'm just going to power lift or like, because I feel like I go through spells of like, I hate it. I don't want to touch anything related to it. And then I come back with like a new refreshed joy for it. And everything feels good again. So I often take breaks. I know a lot of people in this community don't, but I'm just curious if you do.
No, I'll never take like a break like that for like a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I don't have anything going on, like I'm gonna keep training it unless I need to not do it for like the week before a contest if I'm gonna like taper off or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll always do something. Like I just love doing it. Like it's hard for me to do a gripper session and stop,
Yeah.
which I have to do. I have to go, hey, that's enough. Cut it off. You don't have to go the distance with Creed. Okay, you can stop.
I agree.
He didn't want to win. He just wanted to go the distance.
Just wanted to go the distance. That's it.
I
Nice.
just saw the guy that did Creed's new movie, Sinners. Really good.
Oh.
Not
Yeah,
boxing, not Philadelphia,
I heard-
but
I heard that was good. I want to see that. Yeah, Michael B.
it's-
Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B.
Yeah.
Did you just see it because Haley Steinfeld was in it?
What?
Because she's Josh Allen's
No, I mean,
fiance?
I really like that guy's movies. Yes, primarily
Ryan
this
Coogler
is-
or Michael B. Jordan?
Ryan Coogler. I mean, Michael B. Jordan just happens to be in all of them. I think they might be in love, like, friend wise, like a friend love, because he's literally in every single one of his movies. I feel like, but no,
If it works.
I saw it. Like, I just like spooky shit, and Haley Steinfeld being in it is just a bonus because she's the queen of Buffalo now, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is, so I know you mentioned prior to us starting to record that you are a bourbon whiskey guy. Do you have a specific one that you love more than the others? What's your favorite? If the like price wasn't an option and you went to the liquor store or you went to your favorite upscale restaurant or whatever and like you wanted a glass, like what are you getting?
If I'm just all right, let's think about this. I like Buffalo Trace a lot, which is funny because it's supposed to only cost 30. I think the MSRP is like 30 or $35, but they're the place they make. What else they make? They make God, what's that one with the cap on it from John Wick? Crap, they make a bunch of other bourbons. Blanton's,
Blanton's, yeah.
Yeah. So Buffalo Trace is really good. It's hard to get in Philly or in PA because we have state stores. So the state controls everything. So all the prices are MSRP, which is cool. But it sucks because when Buffalo Trace is $30, everyone they don't make it to the South. They just they just go. So you got to go to Jersey and pay like $50, which kind of sucks. But
yeah, it's $50 where I live, but that's my favorite too.
Yeah. But Buffalo Trace is so good, and then I like the Four Roses single batch. That's really good. What's the one? Basil Hayden. The regular Basil Hayden. Yeah, that's really good.
Have you had the Woodford Reserved double oaked?
I think so. Yeah.
I like that one. I like the really spicy bourbons, and so like that one and Booker's are two that, like, again, if I'm feeling fancy, I'll go for. But
I remember what my best sip of bourbon ever was, and I haven't been able to repeat it. It was Old Forester 1920, the Prohibition one. So that's if you like spicy, that's like 116 proof, I think. The first time I ever had that, it was the best. And then I've had it since then. It's been like, it's good. It's still really good. But like the first time I had it, it was the most incredible thing I ever had. I'm just chasing that dragon and I can't get it. It's still a really good, it's like a $60 bottle. It's nothing crazy, but it's that might be my favorite. But it's so strong, you have a couple of them and you're out there, you're slurring your words good. Like, Rocky Balboa.
Like Rocky Balboa.
It ain't about how you can get it. It's about give me another drink.
It's about all I can get hit and get another drink. Nice. Man, that's a lot of references. We're gonna have like a counter. I think that's gonna be the like one of the promos for the episode is gonna be like a Rocky Balboa reference counter. That's funny.
Speaking of not trying to bring anything back to Rocky Balboa, I have so I rescued my dog. I have a Brindle pit bull. She's about 13 or 14 years old right now. Her name's Adrian.
Nice.
Perfect. Yeah. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Because I had one before her, and his name was Buckus.
So, did you have to sell your dog and then buy her back like Sylvester Stallone did?
Yeah. I find animals. I have 2 dogs, 3 cats, and 3 birds. I paid $0 for them. It just happens.
Wow. That's impressive.
So, yeah.
I love pit bulls. That was like my first dog growing up. My parents they always got pit bulls too. So you just found, $200 on the ground, but you have to use it towards an implement. Is there one? Is there one that's next on your? I mean, well, it goes towards it. So if it's more than that, like obviously a lot of them are very expensive, but like
I know what I'm getting.
You know what you're getting?
I already know. Yeah, I'm getting the anvil from Stanowitz, Zach Stanowitz.
Yeah,
I'm getting the one that's fixed in place too. I mean, you could change it, but the one that's fixed in place, that's what I'm getting. That thing was cool.
I was so stoked when he said he was going to be making that because, again, it's like the old timey grip feet, an actual like anvil horn shape cast after that. It's awesome. So cool.
Yeah. And they have it set in position like that. So it's not dangling like.
Yep. It's awesome. They're doing that. That's one of the events at the Greenville Grab, which is nearish to me. So I think I'm going to do that in July, and I'm really excited to get to try that out.
That should be a good one. Yeah, that looked like a great contest last year. I was mad I couldn't go to it last year. I mean, it's too far. It's like 100 mile, not 100. It's like 100 hours for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit of a drive from up there, but yeah, I think this year they're having the standard stuff, and I think the two new things are gonna have like a farmer's carry medley, like kind of heaviest weight with inch dumbbells or inch replicas at whatever weight you can do it, and then the Stanville. So that's
there you go.
That's I think again, like you said, it looked really fun last year. I was bummed that I couldn't go, but this year it's gonna happen.
This year you're in.
Yep, in lovely Greenville, South Carolina.
I like a lot of the stuff he's doing. I want to. I'm like I'm so close to buying both of his blobs.
I was going to ask if you had any of his. Yeah.
No, I tried one of his inches. One of it was like 135, 138 pounds. My buddy Dave has them. The texture on it feels great.
Yeah.
I want to, but I have like a 143 already. So it's like, do I need and I don't have space. If I had more space, I would buy one because I like grip stuff and I hate money.
Yeah. Just the worst. Yeah. No, that's good. And then do you have any Fuller plates or anything yet or no?
Yeah. I have.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You got some.
I bought them and I was like, oh, let's see how close they are to weighing 45 pounds.
Yeah.
They were both, the one was 45.0, the other was 45.3, and it has a little bit of like slag on the one lettering. And I told him this when I seen him at Maryland Strongest Hands, and he was like, yeah, dude, that was really bothering me about that. I was like, dude, 0.3 is not like,
yeah.
And it's over. I'd rather it be over than under. Not that
for sure. Yeah, so, you're not robbing yourself of any points there. Yeah, I think both of mine were exactly the same. I think they were both like 45.4 or something on my scale, and I was like, these are awesome. And again, texture's great. I think they look slick.
They're the first plate. They're my daily drivers now. They're my first plates on my bar every single time whenever I'm doing something. So they made it. They beat my superiors. I have a pair of superior deep dish plates, and I'm like, you guys are number 2 now. Suck it.
Sorry. Rankings change, It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
No hard feelings, but yeah, those fillers are solid.
He asked me when I was buying them, he was like, hey, do you want these painted? And I was looking at them like because he had painted one somewhere else, and they look so good painted.
Yeah.
Like they're black. I was like, I want them raw because I want them to rust up a little bit and make it easier for hub stuff and whatever. But I think he said going forward he might be painting all of them just for quality control or something.
I've got the black with gold lettering, and they look just so good. They just look so good. I love them. I think they're great. I would love to get more locally produced grip stuff, like the Stanowitz stuff, kind of supporting that side of grip. And that's why that's another reason why I like the Atom grip stuff is because that's like a guy making these things and doing them and stuff, and a little less of a mass produced thing. So support your local gripsters.
There you go.
PSA. Do we want to hear from the audience, or Haley, did you have any other dying questions, or Chaz, any other Rocky facts you wanted to get in there?
In Rocky Balboa, when she's showing Rocky her son, and it's the two guys standing in the light post, and he's like, "Oh, that's your son?" And she goes, "No, not that guy, the other one." Well, the guy that's not her son went to my high school and was a year ahead of me.
Well.
And his uncle was like my 7th grade teacher in grade school. So there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a giant city with a small town feel. Like there's like a connection.
Yeah. And our most famous athlete is fictional. So
Yep. Philly is a cool city.
I like the Philly accent too.
What accent?
What accent?
What accent?
I know
So
you don't
that's-
hear it, but I do.
I'm just drinking my water over here.
Yeah.
Water.
So that's the thing about
My daughter.
the reason that I kind of inferred at some point that you were from there was because of Abbott Elementary, and one of the teachers there affects a Philadelphia accent, and like I was like, that sounds like she's like method acting of someone who's like from there, and then I heard you talk like that, and I was like, okay, yeah, Melissa Chimenti is from Philly, and Chaz must also be from Philly, but yeah, it is a good accent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
That's fine. If you could get caught up and watch all of Abbott Elementary, I think it's on season 3 or 4 at this point. Just go ahead and do that real quick and then come back.
Mayor of Easttown. There was a show with Kate Winslet called Mayor of Easttown, and she's British, and she nailed the Philly accent.
That was such a good, yeah.
There's a little bit of British history.
You were just doing the Saturday Night Live thing of it, right?
Yeah.
Murder.
I'm glad you caught it, because I was like, this is a risk. I'm just going to go for it. All right. Yeah, we got a few questions. Isaac asked a really good one. Will, do you have it written down? I didn't write it down because I glanced at our page right before I signed on.
Yep.
But I laughed.
Yeah, it is a good one. His has a title. It's called Strange, Stranger, Strangest. And you have to choose an order between Eric, Jed, and Zach.
Strange, stranger, strangest?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Who asked this question?
Isaac.
Pitt from New Zealand?
Okay.
No, Tasmania, Australia.
Ooh,
sorry.
so Eric, Jed, or
I don't know why I said that. Why the fuck I said that? We just talked to him.
We're going to issue a formal apology later. Yes,
Eric,
Jed, and Zach.
Strange, stranger, strangest. I think they're in order already. I think it's Eric, Jed, and then Zach. Zach is the strangest.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, I can see it. Jed's got all the wrestler stuff that he comes out with every once in a while that I feel like could skew that a bit, but
Yeah.
Zach's definitely a weirdo. We know that. So
I think I don't think he listens, but Eric seems out of. I don't really know those guys at all, but I have met and talked to Eric at least, and he's very nice and yeah.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, that's the strange part from an American perspective. No one should be that nice. It's he's got to be hiding something. So
he's got to be hiding a product somewhere.
Yeah, we can carry him. Mad Cow also had an interesting question for you. If you're under the age of 18, you may go ahead and mute us for a minute. Or maybe I'm reading too much into this.
I think you are.
Okay, yeah, sure. He says, do you prefer to train right up to the edge and stay there for a long time, or go past the edge and nap?
I never, I'm always like to stay on the edge. You got to keep it going. You can't go past it. You got to, stay on the edge as long as you can.
Yeah.
Never, ever. You want to hold on to that moment as long as you can. It just,
sure.
And you have to beat it every time. You have to just beat it and beat it and beat it. So, hope that, Mad Cow, if you need me to clarify this, just message me. We can talk about this again for the 4th time.
You can trade tips.
I just bought a new car. I almost got a Ford Edge, but didn't opt out of that. So, but yeah, you have to get to the edge and you have to stay there. You have to stay.
Maintain. Yep.
Yeah, maintain edge.
Sure.
I just found out what gooning meant this week too, thanks to Isaac. So This
Wait,
is like
wasn't
all
his-
together.
Wasn't his hooning?
No, gooning.
Or did you guys talk
The
about
spelling
gooning
bee.
too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You were on there.
I was on there, but I remember the hooning thing, and he was like, I didn't realize this was just an Australia thing. But and then I guess you guys did go into gooning after that. So, anyways. Yes,
Anyway.
okay. Well, you heard it. You heard it here. You have to maintain the edge. Stay on the edge. Edge.
Edge.
Don't go beyond.
As much as, yeah.
Yep.
You can beat it. You can always beat it.
You can. Lovely. Yep, definitely not reading anything into that one. That's really just a straightforward question. And then Tammy had a good question for you as well. It says that Chaz has the smallest gym I've seen. Pretty cool how you make it work with that space. Have you had any claustrophobic or dangerous moments in the gym?
I've had a couple where I'd finish a lift and I like just stumble like over my own shit that I left there, but nothing too crazy. All the grip stuff is pretty safe. I think I did a lift the other day and I hit my dumbbell rack with one of my. I did a double baby inch lift. It was like it was the 70 kilo and the 65 kilo. And I smacked my dumbbells on the way down. I was like, God damn it. So that'll happen. But whenever if I'm doing any lifts, like I'm squatting or benching, my pins are set up like correctly. And I had someone comment on my my YouTube videos. They're like, "You're benching like that. You're an idiot. You're gonna get hurt." Blah blah blah. I'm like, the safeties are set up.
Yeah.
My safeties are set up so that I hit my chest, and if I fail it, I just roll it to my face, and it's clear. Because if something happens to me down here, I'm stuck.
I'd listen to him because people on the internet know a lot and they're very sure about it. And if you're that sure about it, you must be really confident. You must have something.
You must be smarter than the other people actually doing something.
Yes.
I never considered that they were right, and you're 100% correct.
Sometimes it's good to take a step back and think, wow, random user 678 really. There's no profile picture to judge from, so they must.
I just had a moment like that. Well, one of my videos, I think yesterday or the day before, the guy was like, I closed a standard gripper. It was a standard iron. So standard iron rates between a 2.5 and a 3. And I wrote that in the description. I was like, rates between these two grippers, whatever. And the guy commented, he's like, oh, also an HG300 would land in between that too. And I was like, I'm not asking anything. But then he immediately commented after that, oh crap, I just realized you have 1,000 grippers behind you. My bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
yeah, there.
That's the guy just in your background.
Yeah. That's
I don't understand anyone who feels something inside of themselves that has to negatively comment on somebody else's post, and it doesn't matter what it is. I've never understood that. Even if you are stronger than them, or even if you see somebody's form off or something like that, and you're just going to publicly be like, well, what do you get out of it? I don't get it. And it happens all the time. And I feel like it happens to women quite a bit. But you guys, it's just it's constant. I only go on YouTube every once in a while to watch my friends' videos and stuff when they link them, and I'm like, all right, I'll go like and support and click, and and you just see it, and it's just what? Does it frustrate you getting those comments, or you just laugh it off now? It's.
I laugh it off now because you got to remember a comment on the internet it's not real.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know the person either, and then you click on their profile. So if someone comments on my video and it's something, and I think it's ignorant or dumb or something like that, I'll click on their page and I'll see what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's a guy saying something about my form on my bench, and I click on his videos and he's repping 500 pounds, I go, oh, this guy knows something. He's trying to help. I understand. But if I click on the video and they have had a YouTube channel for 8 years and they have no uploads, or all their uploads are of like them playing video games or something. I'm like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so whatever. So then it's just like, then I just laugh it off. Usually I try to have fun with them. Like, if they go, you're an idiot, you're gonna die. I'm like, that's my goal, or something. Whatever. or like I'll bring their mother into it or dad into it or something like. They're like, oh, you suck at blah blah blah. Like, oh yeah, your dad should have swallowed you or something. But whatever. Like, what do you consider the source is really important. If, if someone is critiquing you and they have videos of them doing it better, and it's like, oh, maybe they're just trying to help, whatever. But if there's nothing behind it, you just laugh at it. Hey, thanks for the comment. Go or just screenshot it and post it to Instagram and have everyone laugh at it. Yeah.
You should, or maybe you have kept a tally of the number of people who tell you to close your gripper without assistance from the other hand. Because I feel like that's a pretty common one on gripper videos, of people being like, "Don't use the other hand. Do it one-handed." And you're like, okay,
you're cheating.
Yeah, cheating.
I go, if you're not, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah,
and that's
what I say.
I think I actually made a video about setting a gripper and why to do it because of that. That way I could tag people, I could send it to people. Yeah. Like, here you go. This is me explaining it in 2 minutes. That way you know why. Versus me typing it out and like misspelling a word and then being like, you idiot. And I was like, ah.
I like that. Educational passive aggressiveness. Just like, here you go. Yeah. Here you go. Yeah. Here's a link.
Yeah.
I respect
You seem
that.
really well versed in this. Thank you. And then they'll say, I'm not, though. Oh. Wait a minute.
I watch a lot of like weightlifting videos, and the one thing that they said they do when people do that is someone would be like, oh, you gotta do that. So like, oh, okay. What's your total?
Yeah.
How much do you total?
Yeah.
But okay. That's the end of this conversation though. I'm just like, yeah. Which is funny. I've never done any weightlifting, and it's besides powerlifting, it's the number one thing I watch. And I'm just like, I wish I could do this. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
There, Arm Lifting USA posted like a video of me, my first contest, like on an axle deadlift or something like that. And it wasn't, I think it was 117. And this guy was like, she's so much bigger or something like that. That's such lightweight for such a big girl, and like was going on and on. And then I was like, and I had this urge to like just come after him. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is double overhand. It's a thick bar. And then I was just like, no, I'm going to just let it go. And then I came back to it because somebody like named it. So then I came back to it, and there was like all these people that came to my defense for me. And I was like, okay, see, I didn't have to, but that's, I usually get like somebody, if I post something, it's usually always a man, and they're always sliding into my DMs telling me that my form sucks, or I should try it this way, or they'll be willing to help me if I send them videos. So at least you guys don't get that. So it's like ridiculous. I'm like tentative to do it sometimes because I'm just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Not so much with grip. It's like strongman or Highland Games or something like that. Just weightlifting in general. It's not grip because.
See, women are frail, Haley.
How long have you been doing Highland Games for?
This will be my 9th season.
Have you ever heard of Steve Pulcinella? He's from just outside of Philly. He owns a gym called Iron Sport, and he was like a big Highland Games guy. Highland Games and like strongman.
Oh no!
No, because he did all this.
But my friend Nikita, she's from Philadelphia. She's a elite women's thrower. She's my only, I guess, Highland Games connection. But there's a big game that's like an Amish, not really in Philadelphia, but close-ish enough. Like the Covenator Highland Games every September. That's down that way that I like to go to. But no, I'm also kind of shit with names as well. So if we have met, we're not like social media definitely helps me because like if I meet somebody at a games and then we become friends on Facebook or Instagram, it helps me put a face to a name and then I'm good at remembering it. But if it's just in passing, there's usually like 50 athletes at a Highland game, so it's like, oh, you're meeting everybody, and there's no way I'm going to remember.
Right.
So I might have, and if you do listen, or if there's any way this gets back to that guy, I'm sorry, but
he's older. He doesn't compete. He doesn't compete anymore.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, he was big, and I wasn't sure if he still went to that stuff because I remember he was telling me one time I would go to his gym when my gym was like closed on like holidays and stuff, and he was telling me, he's like, dude, Highland Games. He's like, you go to a Highland Games contest as a pro, they pay for your flight, your food, this much money, whatever. He's like, and then I'd go to a powerlifting contest, and it's like I didn't have gas money, I couldn't like do it. Like, he's like the difference was incredible. I don't know. He's like a old timer, I guess now, but he had like a really nice gym down in just south of Philly in Glen Olden. He used to be like a big name, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's not.
It's a cool sport because there's a lot of competitive masters throwers that stay in the game. Some of them well into their 60s. So the weights get lighter and they keep competing, and it's a really fun sport just to hang out with your friends outside all day. And you guys should both try it.
I think the weights should get heavier as you get older, and then whoever is still left in one piece is the ultimate champion. So that's going to be my pitch. I'm going to get into Highland Games, and I'm going to become really influential, and I'm going to pitch that and
see how it goes.
See how it goes. Don't you think this is how our Scottish ancestors would have wanted it? Probably not. Old people, though slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
I just introduced that movie to my daughter a week ago.
Nice.
I didn't know if she was ready for it yet, but I jumped right in. She loved it. So
I'm thinking about bringing Napoleon Dynamite up for my 7-year-old, but
there you go.
I don't know if he's really going to fully appreciate that either. He'll be like, "This is really dumb," and I'll say, "Yeah."
I don't think. Yeah, there's like a lot of.
Have him watch Heavyweights.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
I bought it on Blu-ray. I like
the Fat Camp, right?
Yeah,
with Ben Stiller. Yeah, okay, that's hilarious.
Seen that so long. Yeah, that is a good one.
Ben Stiller, yeah, Keenan, right? Keenan's in it.
Yep.
And I forget the main character's name, but that movie's very, yeah.
Goldberg from Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, exactly.
Goldberg, yeah.
That's all I know him by is Goldberg.
Yeah, I don't know his real name.
Goldberg in the Mighty Ducks is from Philadelphia, and he wears a Pat's cheesesteak hoodie in the first movie.
But we're not here for Mighty Ducks trivia. We're here for Rocky trivia. But that's nice.
Oh, who is your favorite? Okay, last question, and then we can wrap this up. Who is your favorite Rocky bad guy?
Ooh, oh man, damn, Mr. T's or Clubber Lang is so good. Is it Clubber Lang, Doppelganger, maybe? Tommy the Machine Gun? You know what? Here you go. Spider Rico.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy he beats in the first one before he fights Creed. And then he comes back in Rocky Balboa as his dishwasher for the restaurant he owns called Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I wash the dishes for you, Rock. The Spider Rico stand-up guy.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say because there's a few different things you go with. Who do you which one's your favorite in terms of arc, or in terms of who do you just hate the most? Who do you want him to just beat the shit out of the most, or because again, a lot of them have a good arc. They have a turnaround. But yeah. I don't know.
See?
Oh.
But yeah,
yeah, Spider Rico. No one would say that, so I'll say it.
No, that's a deep cut answer.
I think What's your favorite Rocky movie? There you go, both of you.
Creed. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Probably Rocky 2.
There you go.
I like Rocky 1 because of that one quote, and just because of some of the buildup that comes. It's definitely in my opinion, it's one of the least exciting Rocky movies, because there is just kind of, it's like the one that he the first one he did, right? The first one he wrote and directed and started. I think it was kind of getting under him. I love Rocky 4 though. Like, I love the montages. I love the absolute unit that Dolph Lundgren is, and like that last fight.
He's my favorite bad guy, I think, just because.
Yeah.
He's like,
I mean, it's a generic answer, but I love it.
he's like a scientist or something. He went to MIT, right?
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren? He's like
he's a smart dude. Yeah.
Good for him.
If he dies, he dies.
What was that movie where they all were in? Probably
The Expendables.
The Expendables. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ticket. That movie was ridiculous.
Yes.
I think I saw it in the theaters.
Yeah, there's 3 of them, right?
Were there 3?
Yeah, at least.
I only
There
saw
are at least 3. Yeah, at least 3.
Okay, I've only seen 2 then.
Yeah, Jason Statham, Terry Crews,
and yeah. I love Terry Crews.
Liam Neeson. Oh man, they had just a huge budget just for the cast. Just if they could have done anything, and it just would have sold tickets.
That's one where it's it started out where it's we're building this as just an all-out, every action star you've ever heard of is going to be in these, and they kept it that way all throughout. Yeah. And then there's ones like the Fast and the Furious franchise where it's hey, this is a car racing ring, and now they're secret agents, and that arc is also really fun. I love the Fast and the Furious movies too.
I love to
how stupid
make fun of them.
All
they
together.
They got so bad. They started out great, and I hate Facebook memories because recently I was however many years ago I was going to see Fast 4, and I was I hope they make 100 of these films. Jokingly I said it, and that's a status that'll be there forever. And now I'm
and it's still here. Yeah, it came to fruition.
It did. Yeah. It really did. When they I remember The Rock had he jumped a highway with an armored cube behind him. And I'm all right, I think I'm out.
It was the safe. Yeah.
Yes. Was that when they were towing the safes?
Yeah.
I think it was later
7th.
Than that, but yeah.
7th.
It was.
But I think that's when I was I think they jumped the shark, and I think I'm out officially. I think.
Yeah. Well, if you look at them individually, especially the later ones, you're this is trash. But if you keep in the back of your mind all the time, this started out with Paul Walker as a cop trying to get into this family, and that's where it started. And here's where we are. This is so ridiculous, and I love it and I hate it.
Yeah.
But I definitely had Too Fast, Too Furious on my mixed CD when I was cutting grass and stuff. I was Luda was on there, and I was I knew every word to that, and I wanted my car to look exactly like he had described in that song.
Tokyo Drift is a great movie, actually, and that one
was outside of the and it was good.
The worst.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious, and the late, the most recent ones, because I haven't seen them, but I assume they're shit.
It's a poor assumption, Haley.
Okay. We got Oscar winner Charlize Theron to do it. Okay.
Whatever. It's no Rocky, but it's still pretty good.
Rocky with cars.
Rocky with cars.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, is there anything you want to say to the people if you're just tuning in? We're finishing up with Chaz, Strange, and any message for anybody out there?
No. don't know.
That's fine.
I don't think I have.
No one knows.
I don't think
That's the first time I've ever asked that. So
Yeah.
Can our listeners contact you for gripper advice? Are you kind of an open book, or do you hate that?
I try to help. So I try to help with it, but if you want to get better, so I'm a member of Jed Johnson's training thing online, the Grip Authority. So he has programs out there that are I've ran those programs, and then I just like tweak them for myself, and that's pretty much kind of what I do. So get it from the source, don't get it from me, is what I'd say. But I mean, I can give you advice for if you're trying to set a gripper, or if you have questions about what gripper to get to go in between, which really you just look at Canon PowerWorks. But yeah, I answer questions. Yeah, no fear.
So
yeah,
Jed's programs, what you use, that's successful.
he has a
send
program
anyone there
specifically called cadence-based training. That's what I ran before a couple times, and a lot of the ideas in that are what I do now. So I don't know. I think he sells it for it's like $15. So, or maybe 20. I don't even know, because I get it for, if you're a member of his website, it's free. But yeah, it's like the cost of a gripper. So how much do you care about grip training? Would you spend on a gripper amount for that? So usually I don't mind giving away advice if it's my advice, but if it's not my advice and someone else is making money off of it, I'm not gonna, you wouldn't download a car, would you?
Nice. I would if I could, but yeah. No, that's good.
I'm gonna buy a 3D printer and then make a larger 3D printer.
Yep. One eventually so large you can print your own car.
There you go.
I did. Well, this isn't the same thing really at all, but I did see an Instagram thing. There's a guy who's like building he built an entire engine out of like Temu parts and stuff. Like he did, he cammed it up and put headers on it and like an exhaust and did all this stuff. And it was like all Temu, all super cheap. It's like, that would be really neat. That's one step above printing your own. So
there you go. Yeah.
Temu. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this. Go buy Jed's programs.
And Stanowitz.
And Stanowitz.
And
Fuller.
And Fuller. Support your local grippers, guys.
There it is.
Oh, there it
shirt.
is.
Yep.
And in the background, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a cool Seinfeld hat.
Yeah, targeting ads work.
Targeting ads work.
But yeah, I don't have anything else for anyone. What would be a good sign-off quote?
Something from Rocky, please.
What rematch?
That was good.
There we go. What rematch? Do with that as you will, Grabber Gang. Chaz.
Thanks for
being
joining
on.
us, Chaz.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, man. Good stuff. And until the next time, keep
Bye,
on
Grab
edging.
Gang. Keep on edging, Grabber Gang.
Stay on the edge.
Stay on the edge. All right. Bye.
Bye.
There.